Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the channel Patente B in English. I believe by the grace of God, you guys are doing good. This year is our year, and by the grace of God, we are going to make it. We are taking the victory by hook or crook. So please don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Nessuno è nato imparato. Nessuno è nato imparato. No one was born learned. No one was born learned. So please don't ever give up. If you are in the point of giving up, please remember that nessuno è nato imparato. We are going to make it at all costs, because with God, all things are possible. All things are possible. And we shall see victories at the end of this journey. Indeed, it shall come to pass. So once again, God bless you. God bless you. And a very big congratulations to everyone on this platform. I know that, guys, you are going to pass. I know that everyone on this platform, you shall end in praise. You shall pass. And the secret of this patente is the consistency. You must watch videos every single day. You must learn every single day. And you must do quizzes every single day. Guys, we shall make it. So God bless you. God bless you. And God bless you. Now, we are going to do quizzes on chapter 1. That talks about strada and veicoli. Strada and veicoli. Very simple and easy. Very simple and easy. So guys, let's get started. Okay. Now, our first question. In vicinanza di un attraversamento pedonale, il conducente deve accelerare quel tanto che basta per passare davanti al pedone che attraversa, vero o falso? Always make sure to read the questions once again by yourselves and then come with your answer. And the answer to this question is false. Now, the question says that getting close to a pedestrian crossing, a driver must accelerate. It means that you must speed up enough to pass in front of a pedestrian crossing, guys. And the answer to this question is false. Now, the law says that whenever a pedestrian or someone want to cross the road, we must cross the road by passing through this attraversamento pedonale. So any driver, when you are getting close to a zebra crossing and you see anyone crossing, the law says that you must slow down and stop and give the right of way to the pedestrian to cross the road. And if you don't give the right of way to pedestrian to cross and you cause any mess, when you are being caught, guys, you lose points from your driving license. So now we have a road, okay? This vehicle, indeed, he has stopped and he is giving the right of way to this pedestrian. And unfortunately, The other vehicle, the blue car, was in a hurry. So he did overtaking on this ash vehicle. And unfortunately, because there was somebody crossing, he couldn't do nothing rather than to hit the pedestrian. And it's against the law. Don't ever be in a rush. Take your time when you are driving, because ki zbaya paga. If you do a mistake, you will pay for the price. And the price is very high that it can cost you severe. So always give the right of way to pedestrian to cross, okay? Our next question. I quadricicli leggeri, alimentati a benzina, hanno cilindrata del motore inferiore o pari a 50 cm al cubo. Vero o falso? And the answer to this question is vero. Now, the question says that the small Okada with 4 tires, alimented by benzina, they have their cylinder of the engine, which is less or equal to 50 centimeters cube. Now, it is vero. And why is the answer vero? Look at this image. When you say quadricicli leggeri, it means the small Okada with 4 tires. The small Okada with 4 tires, or the small motorbike with 4 tires. This vehicle seems like a car. It resembles like Auto Batura, but guys, it is not a car. It is a motorbike. It is Okada that has 4 tires. So this one is quadricicli leggeri, small Okada with 4 tires. Now, the law says that in the engine, okay, it has a component which is called cilindrata. Okay, cilindrata. Now, what is the purpose of this cilindrata we have in the engine? Now, this cilindrata, okay, it transfers fuel from fuel tank to the engine for the engine to operate. So if you fuel your vehicle, this cylinder will transfer fuel from the fuel tank to the engine. So with this cilindrata, it has a hole in which the fuel will be passing through. So the size, the dimension of this cylinder, it is 50 centimeters cube. We are talking about the small Okada. All the small Okada. Okay, the law says that whether they are small Okada with 2 tires, 3 tires, or 4 tires, their cylinder in the engine that transfer fuel from the fuel tank to the engine, the size of the cylinder, it is less or equal to 50 centimeters cube. So the answer to this question is vero, okay? Because the small Okada with 4 tires, alimented by benzina, they have their cylinder of the engine. Inferior means less than, or pari means equal. So it is true. It is either less or equal to 50 centimeters cube. The small Okada with 4 tires. Even those with the 3 tires and 2 tires. Once they are small Okada, their cylinders, they are less or equal to 50 centimeters cube. They can't be more than 50, no. The small ones are less or equal to 50. Our next question. And of course, guys, if you want to ride small Okada, the first driving license is Patente A, whether it has 2 tires, 3 tires, or 4 tires. Obviously, if you have Patente B, you can drive these ones. And if you have Patente A for the big Okada, you can also use those ones to drive this small Okada. Our next question. Now, I ciclo motore a 2 ruote non possono avere un motore termico di cilindrata superiore a 50 centimetri cubo, vero o falso? And indeed, the answer to this question is vero. Now, what is ciclomotori? They are the small okades. When we hear the word ciclomotori, it means the small okades. So the question says that the small okada with two tires, adue rote, non possono avere, they can't have an engine, a thermic engine with a cylinder more than 50. And it is true, they can't have, because the small okades, the law says that their cylinder in the engine, they are either less or equal to 50. So they can never be more than 50. So this one is a small okada. It has two tires. So if you open the engine, this cylinder that transfer fuel from the fuel tank to the engine, it can be more than 50, because this one is a small okada. So the answer to the question is vero. Non possono avere cilindrata superiore 50, and it is vero, because the cylinders are less or equal, not more than. Our next question. La carreggiata non comprende i marciapiedi, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is vero, guys. Now, the carriageway does not include or does not consist of the pedestrian sidewalk. And the answer to this question is vero. And why is the answer vero, guys? Very simple and easy. Now, we have strada. Okay, guys. Strada is like a mother. Strada is like a mother who has many children. So we have marciapiedi, pista ciclabile, carreggiata, spazi traffico, corsia di emergenza. All these are children of strada. And then we have carreggiata, marciapiedi on its own. Now, the question said that carreggiata consists of marciapiedi. And guys, now let's go to the question. The question says that la carreggiata non comprende. That means that the carriageway does not consist of marciapiedi. And it is true, because when we talk about marciapiedi, guys, they are the lanes reserved for the circulations of vehicles. Carreggiata are the lanes reserved for the circulation of vehicles. And guys, marciapiedi, vehicles cannot circulate on marciapiedi. So marciapiedi is not part of carreggiata. So the question said that carreggiata does not consist of marciapiedi. And the answer to this question is vero. That is why vehicles cannot circulate on marciapiedi, because marciapiedi is for only pedestrians to walk on them. No vehicle can pass through marciapiedi, because marciapiedi is not part of carreggiata. Our next question. La strada può essere a doppio senso di circolazione, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is vero. The question says that a road can be two-way circulation. A road can be two-way circulation, guys? And the answer to this question is vero. Now, look at this rule. What is doppio senso di circolazione? When we say doppio senso di circolazione, guys, it means two-way circulation. That means that on the road, we have lanes for vehicles to go to one direction and another lane for vehicles to go to the opposite direction. So now, look at this strada, guys. We have two lanes, and this lane leads this vehicle towards this direction, and the other lane leads these vehicles to the opposite direction. So two-way circulation means that the vehicles are passing by. One is going and one is coming. And of course, a road can be two-way circulation, where on the road, vehicles are going and vehicles are coming. So they are going to opposite directions. So the answer to the question is vero. Può essere a doppio senso di circolazione. And it is true. And don't forget that another road can also be of senso unico. That means that all the vehicles on that road, they are all going to one direction. Very simple and very easy. So attenzione. Look at this image. It says strada a doppio senso di circolazione. So we have two lanes over here. This red car is going to this direction and the yellow is coming to the opposite direction. But if you look at this image, it says strada a senso unico di circolazione. So all these vehicles, they are all going to the same direction. No one is going to the opposite direction. They are all going to one direction, which is called senso unico. Very simple and very easy. Our next question. La corsia è limitata da strisce continue o discontinue, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is vero. Now the question says that a lane is limited by a continuous line or discontinuous line, or a lane is being separated by continuous line or discontinuous line. Very simple and easy. Now, look at this image, okay? From this continuous line to the other continuous line, it is called carreggiata, because carreggiata are the lanes reserved for the circulations of vehicles, okay? And the corsia is the single lane for vehicles to circulate in a queue. So now, on this carreggiata, guys, how many lanes do we have? We have two lanes, one lane and the other lane. And look at the center. Now, these two lanes, they are limited or they are separated by this discontinuous line. So it is true that a lane can be limited or separated by continuous line or discontinuous line. So this one is being limited or separated by discontinuous line. Now look at this one. This one, from this continuous line to the other line, is carreggiata, and it has two lanes. And now, this time around, these two lanes are being limited or separated by a continuous line. So whether continuous line or discontinuous line, lanes can be limited or can be separated by strisce continue or discontinue. The same thing, okay? L'isola di traffico è posta al di fuori della strada, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is false. Now, the question says that traffic island, it is found outside the road. And it is false. Now, what is traffic island? When we talk about usually the traffic, guys, what are we talking about? And where can we find traffic island? Now, this is what we mean by traffic island. We have two types. We have isola di traffico a raso, and then isola di traffico in rilievo or rialzata. It means that we have traffic island in a low level or traffic island in a raised level. So they are found in the center of the road, not outside the road. Traffic island are always found in the center of the road, not outside the road. Okay, so the reason for this traffic island is that it gives directions to the vehicles on the lane. So all the vehicles on this lane, when they get to the junction, they can't turn to their left. The vehicle A must go straight. He can't turn to the left. The vehicle C must turn to the right by force. He can't go straight because this traffic island, they are being marked with continuous line. So the vehicles cannot cross continuous line. And the B, when he gets to the junction, he must turn right by force. Okay, so it is found in the center of the junction. And the law says that on this traffic island, no vehicle can transit on them, no vehicle can park, no vehicle can stop. It must always be free. Okay, always be free. Vietato la sosta, la fermata e il transito. Our next question. La corsia può essere destinata ad effettuare sorpassi, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is vero. The question says that a lane can be used for overtaking, or a lane can be reserved to do overtaking, guys. And the answer to this question is vero. Of course, because the law says that, guys, if you have a road or carreggiata that has 2 lanes or more, know that always the first right lane, it is called corsia di marcia. If you see a road or carreggiata that has 2 lanes or more, the law says that always the first right lane is the normal circulation lane, and the middle lane and the left lane, they are called corsia di sorpasso. So it is true that some lanes can be reserved for overtaking. So the answer to this question is vero. That is why the law says that if you want to do overtaking, the law says that overtaking must be done by using the left lane, even if there are some cases where overtaking can be done on the right. But the law says that in general, overtaking must be done with the left lanes. Okay, so the answer to this question is vero. So these vehicles on the middle lane, on the left lane, okay, these two, they are corsia di sorpasso. La banchina è parte della carreggiata destinata alla sosta dei veicoli, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is false. The question says that, now what is banchina? It means a verge. So the question says that a verge is part of carriageway, and it is false. No, banchina is not part of carreggiata, but it is part of road. And it says that destinata alla sosta dei veicoli. So the banchina is part of carriageway and it is reserved for vehicle parking? Guys, no. The answer to this question is false. Because now, when we say bankina, guys, bankina is found outside the carriageway. That is why the law says that on bankina, no vehicles are allowed to transit on bankina because bankina is not part of carriageway. Carriageway are the lanes reserved for the circulation of vehicles. Bankina must always be left free and no vehicle can transit on the verge. So bankina is not part of carriageway. And two, it is not used or it is not reserved for car parking. No. Our next question. Le autovetture sono soggette a revisione periodica, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is vero. Now the question says that cars are subjected to periodical reviewing. Of course, guys. Now, if you buy a car, there are machines at any point in time, they can begin to give some problems because everything has an end. Or whilst we are using machines, they get consumed. So the law says that all the vehicles with an engine, from time to time, they must do body maintenance, which is called revisione periodica. So your vehicle must be reviewed by the mechanics. You have to foresee whether everything is working perfectly. Your braking system, your tires, your suspension, everything regarding your vehicle is in order. So indeed, cars must subjected to do body maintenance periodically, and it is vero. And guys, know that our vehicles, we call them macchina. In Patente, they are not macchina. They are called auto vettura. That's the patented word for a car, auto vettura, and they need body maintenance. I tricicli a motore sono soggetti a revisione dopo 4 anni della prima immatricolazione, successivamente ogni 2 anni, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is vero. Now, guys, what is tricicli? When we say tricicli, they are the big Okada with 3 tires in the form of a triangle. So the tires are symmetric. Okay, so the big Okada with an engine, they must also undergo body maintenance after 4 years from the first registration and every 2 years, 2 years. And the answer to this question is vero, guys. When we say prima immatricolazione, it means the first registration. Of course, guys, if you buy a new car, you must register the vehicle and your name must appear as the proprietario, that's the owner of the vehicle. So now, if you buy a new tricicli, okay, guys, this is what we call tricicli, big Okada with 3 tires symmetric. And of course, because it's a new vehicle, okay, your first body maintenance will be done after 4 years. And after the first revisione, you have to repeat the body maintenance every 2 years, 2 years. La corsia non può mai essere attraversata dai pedoni, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is false. Now the question says that a lane can never be crossed by pedestrians. So a lane can never and ever be crossed by pedestrians. Guys, it is false. Now, where do we see the zebra crossing? Guys, the zebra crossing, it is drawn on the carriageway on lanes, because the lanes are what we call carriageway. And indeed, the zebra crossing are being marked on a carriageway that contains lanes. So why can't a pedestrian cross a lane? If the zebra crossing is drawn on a carriageway, and the carriageway are the lanes reserved for the circulation of vehicles. So guys, as a pedestrian, you can cross a lane because the zebra crossing are drawn on lanes on a carriageway. And the question says that non po mai attraverse, you can never cross, and it is false. You can cross. Fanno parte della carreggiata le corsie di emergenza delle autostrade, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is false. The question says that the emergency lane, okay, they are part of the carriageway. So the emergency lanes on the autostrada, they are part of carriageway. So when we say fanno parte, it means they are part. And guys, the answer to this question is false. Now, we have corsia di emergenza. Okay, the law says that, guys, emergency lane, it is not part of carriageway. That is why vehicles cannot circulate on them as their normal circulation lane. Vehicles are not allowed by the law to use emergency lane as their normal circulation lane. Now, drivers can use emergency lane to stop and to park in case of emergency. What do you mean by that? Now, if the driver driving the car feels very sick, or any of the passengers in the vehicle, if any of them feels very sick, it's an emergency, they can park their vehicle or they can stop their car on the emergency lane. Or if there's any mechanical problem or technical problem with your car, it's an emergency, you can stop on the emergency lane. It doesn't mean that you are using the lane as a normal circulation. No. So guys, emergency lane is not part of carriageway. Emergency lane, it is not part of carriageway. Though it's a lane, but it is not part of carriageway. Okay. So this vehicle you see on the emergency lane, he has parked because there's an emergency. There's some issue, some problem with the vehicle. L'intersezione incrocio a raso è un'intersezione a livelli sfazzati, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is false. Now, the question says that junction on a low level is a junction on different level. When we say intersezione, it means intersection. And guys, intersection means a junction. When we say arousal, arousal means on the ground, on the low level. So the question says that junctions on a low level is a junction on different level. When we say livelli sforzati, it means different level. So guys, how can a low level junction be a junction on a different level? It's false. Now look at this image. Guys, look at this image. Okay. When we say junctions, junctions are two or more roads meeting themselves. Junctions are two or more roads meeting themselves. So we have low level junction and different level junctions. So this one is called intersezione arousal. So a junctions on a low level, guys. You can see that now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 rows meeting themselves. And guys, you can see that all the rows are meeting themselves on the same level. We don't have any overpass here. They are all on the ground. They are all on the low level. So a low level junction cannot be junction on different level. Now look at the other junction. This is what we call intersezione a livelli sforzati. That is junctions on different level. That means that on the junctions we have overpass and subway. So a low level junction cannot be an interchange. Okay, guys, which is false. Nelle autostrade possono circolare solo gli autoveicoli, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is false. The question says that on the motorway, only car vehicles can circulate. When we say auto vehicle, guys, it means car vehicles like auto vettura, auto carro, autobus, auto caravan. So all those auto vehicles, guys, no. Some of the big Okada, they can also use autostrada. But the question says that on autostrada, only car vehicles can circulate. And the answer to this question is false. So guys, it is false. Okay. Auto vettura are going, auto carro are going, different vehicles are also going. Il conducente di un veicolo diverso dai taxi non può sostare nei posteggi riservati ai taxi, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is vero. Now, the question says that a car driver or a driver of a car, different from a taxi, cannot park in a parking area reserved for taxi. And it is true, guys. If there's a parking area reserved for a taxi, and as a driver, you are different from a taxi driver, it means that if you are not a taxi driver, you can't park in a taxi parking area. And the answer to this question is vero. If you are different from a taxi driver, you can't park your car in parking areas reserved for taxis. And it is vero, guys. So now, here we have taxi. Only taxis can park on this area. Okay, only taxis. And if you're not a taxi, don't park in this area. Il conducente del motociclo può circolare sul marciapiede se il traffico sulla carreggiata è bloccato. Vero o falso? And the answer to this question is false. Now the question says that big Okada rider. Please don't forget, if you say motociclo, it means big Okada. So a big Okada rider can circulate on a pedestrian sidewalk if the traffic on a carriageway is blocked. So it means that if the traffic of the carriageway is being blocked, probably there could be an accident or there's too much traffic. Okada rider can use marciapiede. And the answer to this question is false, guys. No, you can't use. So whether there's too much traffic on a carriageway, whether there's an accident and the authorities are diverting the road or whatever, guys, Okada rider, you can't ride the Okada on marciapiede. Not even a cyclist. As a cyclist, you can't also ride bicycle marciapiede. Marciapiede are reserved for pedestrians walking through. La corsia di accelerazione viene utilizzata per aumentare la velocità. Vero o falso? And the answer to this question is vero. Guys, now, attenzione. Now, in the official exams, they are putting this question especially in the chapter 1. Know that the 30 questions we have, they set those questions on all the 24 chapters we have. So most of the times, the question that's come from chapter 1, strada and vehicle, guys, most of the times they are giving this question because they know that we know that when we talk about acceleration lane, it's a lane we use to enter into autostrada. And guys, at the same time, it is a lane we use to increase our speed. And how can we define that? How can we explain or how can we accept that we use acceleration lane also to increase our speed? It is true. Now, look at this image. First of all, what is acceleration lane? Guys, if you want to enter into autostrada or strada extra urbana principale, if you want to enter to those roads and use the carreggiata, there's a lane which is called corsia di accelerazione. That's the lane we use to enter to autostrada. Now, guys, on autostrada, by the law, the maximum speed is 130 kilometers per hour. Okay, and because there are vehicles already on the carreggiata of autostrada proceeding 130, 120, 100, and etc. If you are about to enter to the carreggiata, guys, you must prepare yourself to be able to keep the rhythm of the vehicles already on the carreggiata going 130. So guys, we don't enter to autostrada and proceed 50 kilometers per hour. No. If you enter to autostrada from this corsia di accelerazione, we don't enter by going 40. No. We enter by speeding up 80, 90, so that your entrance will not slow down the vehicles already on the carriageway of autostrada. So in case you don't know, today I'm telling you, in case you don't know, today take it by force. Now, acceleration lane, the first definition is that it is used to enter to autostrada. And now we have a new definition to the first one. So we have two definitions. The first one says that acceleration lane is used to enter to autostrada, and then it is also used to increase your speed, because the vehicles already on the autostrada, they are going 130, some are going 120, and at times people can even go 150 against the law. So if you're about to enter, you can't enter and slow them by going 40 or 50. No, you must enter already by going somewhere 70, 80, 90, so that if you enter, you will not slow down anyone on the autostrada. If you don't know, today I'm telling you. So my question is that if acceleration lane is used to enter and also increase your speed, then how can we also define corsia di deceleration, guys? So if you want to exit from autostrada, we use deceleration lane. That's the first explanation. So guys, who can tell me what could be the second explanation for this corsia di deceleration? Who can tell me? We said that acceleration lane is used to enter and also it is used to increase your speed. Now, deceleration lane is used to exit, and then what again? Who can tell me? Very good, Sherry. And then it is used to decrease or slow down your speed. Why? It's very simple. Now, when you exit from autostrada, guys, if you exit, where are you going? You are going to the toll booth to pay for the kilometers you travel. And guys, you can't keep 90 kilometers per hour on the deceleration because you are going to stop at the toll booth. So if you exit, you begin to slow down your speed till you get to the toll booth to pay for the kilometers you travel. It's very simple. So deceleration lane is used to exit, and then it's used to decrease your speed or to slow down your speed. Very simple and easy. And attenzione, they are asking this question the most. Nowadays, it is difficult for you to see a question that says that acceleration lane is used to enter. They know that, everybody knows that. They know that everybody knows that. So nowadays, they are putting acceleration lane is used to increase. And if you don't know, you will say it is false. So attenzione. It is true. Okay, guys. Our next question. Il triciclo a motore è un autoveicolo, vero o falso? Guys, we must make it at all cost. This patente, I can guarantee you, very simple and easy. And I know that you shall make it. So don't give up. Don't give up. Tonight, I'm here to tell you that your victory is secure. We are going to claim it. We are going to claim it because with God, all things are possible. So please don't ever give up. We shall see a light at the end of this journey. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. And the answer to this question is false. The question says that triciclo is the big Okada with 3 tires, the symmetric 3 tires, okay? It is a car vehicle. Guys, no, it is not true. It is never true. big Okada with 3 tires. It is not auto vehicle, no. It is motorcycle. It's a big Okada, not a car vehicle. We have Okada and we have a car. Okada is not a car, and car is not Okada. They are two different vehicles. So tricycle is not auto vehicle. So the answer to this question is false. So now we have tricycle. If you see this vehicle, it is not a car. It is Okada. Ai fini della circolazione i quadricicli leggeri sono assimilati ai motocicli. Vero o falso? My sister, God bless you. So my dear, go through the videos chapter by chapter. You shall make it. No matter what, we shall see our victory. And the answer to this question is false. Now the question says that, guys, at the end of the circulation, the small Okada with 4 tires, they are similar to the big Okada. Guys, no. It can be. They are different vehicles. The question says that at the end of the circulation, now, quadricicli leggeri, they are the small Okada with 4 tires. So not assimilarity means they are similar. So they are similar to the big Okada, guys. No. Motocicli are the big Okada. Quadricicli leggeri are small Okada with 4 tires. So guys, they are not similar. They are different. So the answer to this question is false. Now, we have quadricicli leggeri, small Okada with 4 tires. And we have big Okada, guys. These two vehicles, they are different vehicles. They have different power, different speed, different size of cylinder, different weight. So they are different from each other. And even the driving licenses we use are different from each other. Nelle aree pedonali, i ciclomotori possono transitare solo di giorno. Vero o falso? Rosemary, God bless you. Yeah. Cars are vehicles with an engine with 4 tires or more. Very good, my sister. And the answer to this question is false. Now, the question says that pedestrians areas, okay, the small Okadas, they can transit only in the daytime. And the answer to this question is false. Now, what are pedestrians areas? Guys, very simple. When we say area pedonale, it means pedestrians area. And guys, this time around, we are talking about an area reserved for cyclists and pedestrians. When we say area pedonale, they are for cyclists and pedestrians. Okay, and guys, they can regulate the timing factor to allow other vehicles also to move through, depending what they will write under this signal. Now, they say that nei giorni di venerdì, sabato e domenica, festivi e pre-festivi, from 6 o'clock in the evening to 2 o'clock in the morning. So now, it means that this area is for pedestrians and bicycles. On Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and the holidays from 6 o'clock in the evening till 2 o'clock in the morning. That means that, so if we dey on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, every vehicle can go. But from Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, and other day, which is a holiday, it is only for pedestrians and cyclists. So always you must read what is also written on the board. Fanno parte della carreggiata le corsie di marcia, vero o falso? Obviously, the answer to this question is vero, guys. Yeah, the normal lanes are part of carreggiata, guys. Of course, the answer to this question is vero. I said that, guys. The law says that if you see any road or any carreggiata that has 2 lanes or more, know that always the first right lane is called corsia di marcia. That's the lane for the normal circulation. And the middle lane and the left lane, they are corsia di sorpasso. So indeed, the normal lane, la corsia di marcia, it is part of carreggiata. It is part of carreggiata, guys, and it is vero. Nell'intersezione incrocio a raso 2 o più strade si incrociano allo stesso livello, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is vero, guys. Now, junctions on the low level or junctions on ground. When you say arazo, something on ground or something on the low level. So junctions on a low level are 2 or more rows. See, incrocio means they are meeting themselves allo stesso livello, on the same level. So junctions on the ground are 2 or more rows meeting themselves on the same level, guys. And the answer to this question is vero. Look at this image, guys. We have a junction because we have 2 or more rows. But attention, guys, can't you see the rows connected to each other on the same floor, on the same level? Yes. We don't have overpass over here. We don't have subway. All the rows are meeting themselves on the ground, on the floor, on the same level. So it is called intersezione a raso. 2 or more rows meeting themselves on the floor or on the same level. So the answer to this question is vero. I tricicli a motore sono veicoli a motore che possono essere condotti senza patente, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is false. The question says that the big Okada with 3 symmetric wheels of an engine, they are vehicles with an engine and they can be ridden or driven without a patente, guys. No. Even small Okada, you need patente RMA. So how can you ride big Okada without a driving license? You will need a driving license. And guys, know that we have 4 types of driving licenses for the big Okadas. We have patente A1, patente A2, patente B1, and patente A. and it depends on their power, their cylinder, their weight, and etc. So we have 4 different driving licenses for the big Okada: B1, A1, Alduwe, and A. Okay, so you need to have a driving license before you can ride tricycle. So guys, we have tricycle. Their tires are 3 symmetric tires. These ones are big Okada, guys. We need to have a driving license. It can be A1, depending the power of this Okada. It can be Alduwe, depending the power. It can be A, depending the power. And the Patente B1 is the one we use for the big Okada with 4 tires. Okay. Il tricicli a motore sono veicoli col motore di cilindrata superiore a 50 cm al cubo, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is vero, guys. Now, tricicli are big Okada with 3 symmetric tires. Guys, all the big Okada, the cylinder of the engine that transfer fuel from the fuel tank to the engine, they are more than 50. The small Okada, theirs are less or equal to 50. But the big Okada, they are superior at 50 cm al cubo. And it is very, guys. So this tricycle you see, they are big Okada because their cylinders are more than 50. But the small Okadas, they are less than 50 or equal to 50. While the big ones are more than 50 centimeters cube. And it is very, guys. L'intersezione a raso può essere regolata da semaforo, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is vero, guys. Now, junctions on the ground or junctions on the low level, it can be regulated by a traffic light. And the answer to this question is vero, guys. Yeah. So if a junction is on the floor, it could be regulated by a traffic light where you see the green light, the red or the yellow. Because this one is on the floor. And indeed, it can be regulated by a traffic light, by signals, by a runabout, or by authorized personnel. So it can be regulated by semaphore, which is vero. Il Caravan sono muniti di targa, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is vero, guys. Caravan, they are equipped with number plate. When you say muniti, it means they are equipped, they have. And it is true, guys. Caravans are trailers. They are remorque. And guys, remorques, they need a number plate. Yeah, they need a number plate. Okay. So guys, this Caravan, it has almost everything: small bathroom, small living room, small dining room, small playing ground. It has almost everything over there. So if you want to go for a journey, you can rent some of this as your accommodation, and then guys, it may serve you well. I motocicli concentrata di almeno 150 cm al cubo possono circolare in autostrada. Vero or false, guys? And guys, we learned this just this week. Yeah, we learned this motocicli and ciclo motore just this week. Yeah, Priscilla says, yeah, guys, the Caravan, it has almost everything. And guys, the answer to this question is very, guys. When we say motocicli, they are the big Okada. And guys, the big Okada, the law says that those that can circulate on autostrada, their cylinder in the engine, they must be at least 150 centimeters cube above. Less than 150. If they are 140, 120, you can't use autostrada. It must be at least 150 above before you can use autostrada if you are Okada rider, and it is very, guys. Okay, so now all this motorcycle you see, guys, their cylinder transferring fuel from the fuel tank to the engine, guys, they are 150 and above. That is why this motorbike, they are more powerful than even some of these vehicles you see on the autostrada. In una zona a traffico limitato possono circolare solo i veicoli autorizzati. Vero o falso? And guys, the answer to this question is vero. In the traffic limited zone, only authorized vehicles can enter or can transit, guys. And the answer to this question is vero. If you ever see this signal alongside a road, guys, it means that if you don't have authorization, you can't use the road. If you don't have authorization from the Polizia Locale or from the commune, you can't use the road. This road are reserved for only the authorized vehicles, and those are the residents, the public transportations. Yeah, so those with authorization can only enter. Okay. And at times, they can also add panello integrativo, regulating the validation of this signal. So now, with this signal, we have zona a traffico limitato, dalle ore 21. So from 9 p.m. the evening to 1 a.m. So it means that because we have this timing factor, it tells you that, guys, from 9 p.m. in the evening till 1 a.m., if you don't have authorization, you can't enter. That is why they have written dalle ore 21, alle ore luna. It tells you that from 9 p.m. the evening, without authorization, you can't enter. But before 9, even if you don't have authorization, you can enter. So it depends the other information they have given. But if you are not lucky and you see this signal, it tells you that you can enter only by having authorization. Without authorization, don't even think of crossing or entering. Our last question, guys. È consentito sostituire il motore del quadriciclo leggero per aumentare la velocità massima oltre i 45 km all'ora. Vero or falso, guys? And the answer to this question is false. The question says that it is allowed to substitute or to change or to replace the engine of a small Okada with 4 tires to increase the speed limit more than 45 kilometers per hour, guys. And the answer to this question is false. You can't modify an engine so that the speed limit can increase, guys. No, the answer to this question is false, guys. Guys, we are going to meet on Telegram. So if you may have any questions, please meet me on Telegram. So please, I want you to wish yourself congratulations. Don't give up. Don't give up. This year is our year. And by the grace of God, we are going to make it, guys. Very simple and very easy. So I wish you guys a warmly congratulations to everyone on this platform. You shall live to see your victory. Everyone on this platform, we are going to pass. We are going to win. I believe and I know that surely it shall come to pass. God bless you. God bless you and God bless you guys. See you guys on Telegram. God bless you guys and I am waiting for you guys.